So I'm going to get a brown, and I'm going to do all of those little stripes that we did on the neck with that dark brown. It's not a super dark brown, but it is pretty dark. So just do all of the stripes we did on the neck. And then just keep going with the ones that weren't bumpy. And also the ones that go up on the head, those bumpy ones on the forehead. And the ones that go down the back. Okay, so just do all those stripes, and then we're also going to come down here, but we're just going to lightly shade. In those spots that we did the feather lines, and right before that white spot on the base of the tail. Okay, so we're also going to shade in here on these feathers that we did. So after we shade that spot, we're going to go back through and color hard with the brown on those feathers. Like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for this row down here. Color little spots in the feathers, but not the whole feather after you shaded it. So it should look like this. Okay, so now we're going to color this whole section with the brown. Not too hard, but also not too soft. But we're not going to go past that feather right there. Now I'm going to get my white and go back and smooth that out. Okay, now I'm going to go back one more time with the brown. And it makes it look solid but also smooth. Okay, so now we're going to get our black, and we're going to go in there and do the bottom part of that feather section, and then another stripe up there. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing for this row under here, but we're going to stop at this feather. So we're going to do that shading of the brown, back over with the white, and then back over with the brown. There we go. You can go back with the brown and just kind of smooth out some spots that maybe are still white. Okay, now we're going to get our black, and we're going to go in here for this section. but we're going to leave a stripe white. So we're just going to keep leaving stripes on the tail white like this. Like this, and then when you get to the end of the curve, we're going to get our brown and do the rest of them. Okay, so now we're gonna get, it's like a reddish brown. Let me see here. It's like a reddish brown, kind of an orangish brown. And I'm going to do part of that stripe, but then leave the end where it curves white, like that. Okay, and we're also going to go in here and lightly shade in the middle of these stripes. But then when we get here, we're going to stop and we're going to start here and then fade up to nothing, and then do the same thing for the next one, like that. And then we're also going to go in between those ones on the head. And then we're going to get our white and go and smooth all of those out. And then just like we did for the brown a second ago, we're going to go back with that orangish brown and shade lightly over those. Like this. And it should make that light reddish brown. Now we're also going to go in here and do the same thing. We're going to lightly shade. It's okay if it looks a little messy because they're feathers and it doesn't have to be perfect. You're only practicing. Like this. But you're not going to go back over with the white. Okay, now we're going to color all these feathers, but we're going to leave a stripe at the end, just like we did down here. Like this, so just go with that orangish brown and leave white at the bottom. And then we're going to go in with our black and do a spot at the end of each of those feathers, right before it goes to the white. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to go with a yellowish brown and go in here this with the yellowish brown in those stripes. Now we're going to come up here with our reddish brown and just do little spots like that. Get the black and do the spots before those at the end, and then go back with the yellow brown. This is a very complicated one, but I'm trying to show you how to make it pretty simple. We're gonna get our gray and go in and do some shading in the white spot, and then with our black, we're going to do those little spots. And also down here under the tail. And then one more time with the black in this spot at the end of this wing. and then get our gray and go in there like that. Okay, now we're going to get our yellowish brown and go over that dark brown that we did on the tail. And then we're going to go over with the reddish brown or orangish brown and go on top of the yellow. So it makes a really pretty color. And then we're also going to go with black and finish out the tail with those stripes. So we're almost done, except for the feet and the grass when you're done with this. Okay, so for the feet, I'm gonna get a bright yellow and come in here and color all of the feet, but not the toenails. And for the toenails, we're going to get a black, go in here. Okay, so now we're going to get a dark green. Let's see, here we go. And we're going to kind of lightly shade over here and all where we did all of that. And try to make it look a little messy because it's grass. Then we're going to get a lighter green and go in with that to make it look like a pretty blend of light and dark green. It's okay if it goes over your feet because it'll look like she's in the grass. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a female. So if you're using pastels, I would recommend using a sharp tip pen or marker for this, but I'm going to get a red and do a small circle around the eye and then go inside with the black, but try not to get that highlight that we did. And then I'm also going to go with our yellow again for the top half of the beak and then get the black and do the bottom half and the little nostril circle that we did. We're also going to bring it back underneath. We're also going to do some shadow with it around the eye up in here. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to get our reddish brown and lightly shade around here. And then our gray and back through like this. And then one last time with our dark brown and come in here. And then we're going to get a white and you can go fade. If you're using pastels, I would recommend going back and shading with the white to blend all this together in some spots. Like this. Okay. So this part is white up here above the eye. And then we're also going to do down here with a yellowish brown. Start dark and go light, and start dark and then go light. And it says it's heavily streaked with light down there. We're also going to do the same thing for this down here. And then with our black, we're going to do the spots like that. Okay, so don't forget to sign your name, and I will see you in the next episode.